Hey, all my crafty friends. I am here with a kind of different video for you today. I have been watching a Friday night event on YouTube for quite some time now, probably about 3 months. It is called Craft Roulette, and Mary over at Craft Roulette has done such a great job with putting this whole event together. She's been doing it for several years now. I think they're on like episode 250 something, and she only does it on Friday nights, so that's 250 Friday nights. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of years actually. And for the last couple of weeks, I'm like, you know what? I really want to try this. I would love to try this. I think it would definitely help my creativity and make me do things differently sometimes on cards. And this week I finally got to it this week. I meant to do it last week, and I don't know why I didn't get to it. It was a little bit later than I wanted to, but I still made it in to get my first submission ever at Craft Roulette. So I'm super excited for this Friday, because I believe your first submission, you do get recognized. So super fun. And I am going to put right here on the screen real quick and explain a little bit how this goes. They go into this whole show and spin a wheel and pick 4 things from these 4 categories, and that is what has to make it onto your card. So the first one is project, and it had to be a Slimline card. This can be anything from like a fun fold to an A2 to something simple, but today we got Slimline. They pick what colors you can use, which this one was a Lumberjack. The element that needs to be on there, which this week was hat or cap, and a random, which was lace and Dolly. And let me tell you that lace and Dolly is what tripped me up. Everything else we could do, the lace and the Dolly tripped me up. And I just think that this project is so fun and definitely lets me get that creative side out and think beyond things that I would probably normally put together, colors, stamps that I wouldn't use, that type of thing. But that lace and that Dolly, I had nothing in my stash, no die cuts, no anything, except for when I went back into the gallery. I probably did, because I didn't let my creativity flourish, and people were using like shoelaces for the lace. I seen that in there. I seen a lot of things in there that I was like, oh my gosh, so fun. All right, so when I went live with this, I did this on YouTube and on my TikTok channel. I simultaneously go live on both so that I can record this like I did. So there will be parts, unfortunately, that I was a little out of screen. Recording on 2 different devices is a little tough, but we're getting more used to it, and I'm getting better at it. But you're going to see that when I started going through things, somebody mentioned a witch's hat. And I'm like, oh, we could definitely do a Halloween card, because on the 31st, which is today, I have been wanting to participate. I mean, it's not like a challenge or anything, but Lauren Taylor over on her channel does a Halloween card on the 31st in a little challenge that she's a part of. And I thought that was fun. And I was just like, and that would, allow me to mix things up a little bit during the month and get a few Halloween cards done. So, not that I need a ton of Halloween cards, but I think it just makes it fun a little bit throughout the season. So I pulled out this stamp set. I think this is Boo Crew from Hello Bluebird. I will see if it's still in stock. This is one of their older ones, but a very popular one in the stamp industry. So cute, this little puppy, and he can hold his little, Halloween bag. I just love it. But we started coloring these with my Ohuhu Markers, and I am still getting pretty used to the color combinations. And I started coloring this pup and it really wasn't coming out like I wanted to. And so we just said that he's in his pumpkin costume because it came out a little bit oranger than I wanted it to be. But it's a Halloween card, so it is what it is. I'm getting better and better at this. The blend came out amazing. It just wasn't the color combination that I was looking for. I also know I need to get better at putting the caps down. I'm so sorry. I'm literally going to put that on my desk. Like, I have to put these caps down so that if you guys want these color combinations, you can have them. But he turns out cute anyways. And like I said, honestly, the blend, I loved the blend. It just wasn't the color combination that I wanted. It was a little bit oranger that I wanted. But yeah, so this is the first part of it. I ended up choosing a mini slimline. I think that a lot of people ended up doing mini slimline. I think it just worked for the type of card I was doing today. I found out that, if I ever wanted to go on the show, I'd have to speed up my process quite considerably. This took me about 2 hours and 11 minutes, and I did cut out about the first 12 minutes of just talking, but that still only takes us down to 2 hours. So, it is what it is, but there's not like, I'm going to be the guest on the show anytime soon. I just think that it's fun to kind of do this thing. And like I said, week to week, I think that this will challenge my thought process and my creativity a little more. Even this Friday, I might have the night off, so I might be able to craft along with the show. And definitely, I think that would even be better, as I wouldn't have much time to even think about all of the things, as I did have about a day and a half to think about it. I didn't have too much thought. I actually was going to go the Christmas route with Santa because of the Lumberjack theme colors. I was going Christmas, but then we said, you know what, let me go and touch on the lace first. So yeah, you heard me. I had no lace, no nothing. I don't have dollies in my house. Like, I just had nothing that I thought would work. Even in all of my scrapbooking stuff, I could not think of anything. I didn't even have stamps that I thought that would work. So I was like, oh wait, a great friend of mine on TikTok one time heard me that I didn't have a lot of like lace and trim for my October daily, and she sent me a whole bag full of amazing fabric and lace and ribbons and whatnot. So I went and pulled out all my big October daily box and went through that, and guess what I found in there? 2 pieces of lace ribbon that were perfect. And I think that's what transitioned me over to the Halloween side of it, obviously, as I had pulled that out. I think a few people seen some things in that box, not that I ended up using that, but we got the Halloween, and you know what, I was just like kind of in that mood. I don't know. And I thought it would be fun. Like, we haven't played with Halloween stuff. We obviously just got done with Christmas, so a lot of people are like over the Christmas. I'm not. I'm never over Christmas. I could do a Christmas card any time of the year. And so we went with this. But yeah, I mean, I would never put lace on a card. So here we are. I'll show you in the end how I incorporated that and had fun with it. I also let my viewers pick the color of her little witch costume, and they chose purple. My friend Condi over there will always choose purple. She is a purple lover, and I know that that is a huge thing in the craft roulette, is team purple and team teal, all that kind of stuff. So I'm more team teal, I will say, but I ended up loving this purple combination, and so I wasn't too upset with it. We had to do a little tip-to-tip action right there, as you're going to see, as my mid-tone wasn't exactly blending too much, but as soon as I did that tip-to-tip, look at that blend. I love it. I love it. Again, I'm so sorry that I don't have the caps up there. I swear, get better at that. I will. little bit more tip-to-tip action with my my lightest color. There we go. Couldn't get that word out there. We also are going to do a little bit of texture on her. We are going to make her little skirt glittery, but we have to wait for that to dry. And then we are going to make her top polka dot. But we have to wait for that to dry. So we're going to move on to her little tights. And they decided to go purple and orange with that. I was like, oh shoot, I have to do her little hat buckle type thing up there though. So we did do that in purple. I will put at the end of this video a picture of the final card, of course, but you will pretty much get to see it. That blend actually did real well. I just went back in with a little bit more contrast, as this is supposed to be a night scene. It didn't end up being completely night. They're going to be trick-or-treating in the sunset, which is actually what we trick-or-treated in this year, and our sunset at Halloween was absolutely gorgeous. So maybe I was going off of a little bit of what sunset we kind of got this year at our trick-or-treating. It was a gorgeous sunset. All right. So we're doing every other stripe purple, and we're just going to try and, I think I actually only did a 2 color blend. It's just such a tight spot, guys. You don't have, I mean, you can fit your 3 color blend in there, but sometimes it's just not all. Oh, yep, there we go. Yeah, I was like, oh, we needed a little tip to tip. It actually probably could have stayed. Wasn't too bad. But good tip-to-tip action. I ended up bringing in the oranges from the puppy dog just to keep everything a little bit more cohesive. And doing, I think I did the mid-tone, and I'm trying to see, and the lightest of that one actually, so that I could get a nice good highlight in the middle there. Seeing that little highlight in the middle definitely makes her little legs look rounder. And gives them a little bit of dimension. So as you're going to see, I did edit down, obviously, a live video. So if you see my hands moving, and maybe I tried to get out as many pauses as I possibly could, but, you know, I miss some of them. We're going to give her little black patent shoes. I should have went back and put highlights on those, though. Now that I'm thinking, I probably actually will go back into this card and put some highlights on this card just to jazz it up. I did forget that. Honestly, I think we stopped. I got on at 8, I believe, or 8:30. I think it was 8:30. And so we did not wrap this card up until almost 11 o'clock at night. I did not expect that, honestly. That was not my plan to go until 11 o'clock at night, but, you know, it is what it is, and we were having fun. And yeah, so this might be a regular Sunday night type of thing if I'm not able to get to it on Fridays, because I usually work on Friday nights. This week I did not get a Friday night shift, unfortunately. We'll see. I'm still fighting for one. But most of the nights on Friday I do work, so I will probably do this most of the time. I'm sorry, on Saturday nights. This was a Saturday night, I believe. So this was unexpected, because you do have to have it in by Sunday, I believe. Yeah. Did I get out early? When did I do this? I don't remember. It was either Friday or Saturday night. I believe it was Saturday. Oh, yeah, because Friday I was beat. So this was definitely Saturday night. So I had worked that night and then came home and did this live. So I was beat by the end of this one. But we'll see. Maybe this will be, you know, a regular Friday or Saturday type of thing. Because you do have to get your submission. If you're not a paying member, you do have to get your submission in by Sunday night. All right, so we were moving on to her skin tone. I was pretty, I'm still not completely comfortable with my skin tones at this point. So as you can see, I waited until late. This one actually turned out pretty good. I honestly probably should have reminded myself what one this is. And it looks like if I would have moved my camera over just a little bit, I could have probably seen my pen tops, or my marker tops, but it is what it is. We chose brown for her, or we chose the same colors as the puppy. They wanted her hair to match the puppy's. But I think I ended up adding a little bit of brown in there with some orange is what I ended up doing to make it a little bit browner. Oh, that's right. I used the brown from his little eye patch, and that's how we made them match. That's right. Yep. Made her little hair brown. So yeah, she could have used a little bit more dimension in the face, but I am still pretty new to skin tones, so I just played it safe pretty much. We're using our Posca pen to put these little polka dots in there. And at first I was trying to go a little bit more uniform, and then I was like, yep, nope, we're not going to do that. We're going to just go all over. And I used my Wink of Stella pen to put glitter on her little skirt, which I'll see if I move it at the end of this. I think I did it once, but I might have cut that out now that I'm thinking about it, to show you the glitter. For a minute here, my background is going to be a little bit too low for you guys to see. Again, I'm sorry. It is a little bit difficult to keep track of all of the camera angles a little bit. So, and keep everything on camera. So, yeah, it's just a little hard. I do notice it and move it up. And I did tell everybody to keep me accountable for keeping things on camera. So to yell at me when they're not on camera. I think this is when I move it down, because I was like, I need my grip mat, even though I don't know why I needed my grip mat, but that's where I ended up moving it down too much. We are using our moon mask. Of course, these always come out at Halloween. Our moon mask from Tim Holtz. Did this background come out exactly? Well, first of all, I'm going to mess up right here. I should not have used red. I ended up figuring it out very quickly that I ended up using the wrong end of the spectrum. I wanted to go lighter to darker, not darker to lighter. But in the end, I think if I would have kept with this, I might have liked it a little bit better. This didn't turn out as much as I expected, but that's, that's okay. As here I am flipping it over, I'm like, oh shoot, I made a mistake. And that's okay. But it was just like lots of red and oranges, I guess. And, I'm not going to 100% love everything that I make. I'm actually making a card right now that I actually hate. But I'm trying to pull it together and see if I can make it come together. So we're going to restart. We are using mustard seed, crackling pumpkin, or what is that? Cracked pumpkin? What is that? I can't remember what one it is. Lumberjack plaid, so that we get more lumberjack in there, even though our lumberjack is going to come from our pattern paper that is going to go behind. It is what our lumberjack is wearing in this time of year. I think lumberjacks will wear orange plaid on top of the red plaid that we are normally seeing them in. Lumberjack can wear any plaid that they want to. Almost forgot to put our moon down. One of my subscribers and friends warned me, and I was like, oh my god, thank you so much. I almost ruined my card, and I kind of did, because I wanted my moon to be a little bit bigger, but again, it's okay. And I think that's where it went sour for me, is my moon. It just wasn't the color that I was looking for. I didn't get the glow that I was looking for. I think at this point I had been going for about an hour and a half. I was probably just ready to be done, to tell you the honest truth. I was out of my comfort zone at this point with the colors that I was using. I have never done a sky like this, and even adding in this chip sapphire terrified me. I didn't know where it was going to go. But I was going off of a reference photo. And so sometimes you just have to keep on going. I had pulled my yellow up too much, so I definitely had to bring my orange, carved pumpkin. It's carved pumpkin, not cracked pumpkin. I knew I was wrong. Carved pumpkin. So I just knew that I needed to keep on going. I have no idea why I was trying to do this on this mat. Because as soon as you go off, like, it just gets stuck, and that's just, I don't know. I don't know. It was late. It was late, guys, and I had worked this day. So you can see it is coming together. The night sky is creeping in on our sunset. And like I said, it doesn't look bad at the end. It just wasn't what I had in my head. I'm not even sure what I had in my head, to tell you the honest truth. And now that I had already accidentally brought that yellow and orange up into my moon, I felt like I had to like kind of push that out. And so my moon ended up being extra yellow. We tried to put some gray into it. It worked a little bit. Again, not the worst, but not the best either. So I've had better moons. I've had worse moons. I don't know. It didn't work completely like I had wanted to. I should have probably done I said this in the video, and obviously I cut out all of that because you don't want to listen to me talking to all the people. But I said that in the video. I'm like, ooh, I should have been, when I started coloring my characters, I was like, I should have already done my backdrop because that needs time to dry. And even here, I was like, once I started looking at the card, I'm like, oh, I didn't even do any splatter, that type of thing. So it's all, you know, because I didn't have time to really think this card out. I was kind of thinking on the fly. So same here with this. This is a lot of new things to me, like making ground and creating a scene is still pretty new to me. I know a lot of people think that I've been making cards for years, but honestly, you know, I've really only been making cards for about a year and a half, like religiously, I guess. I don't know if I want to use that word, but consistently, there we go, consistently. Before that, I literally only made Christmas cards for my family. So I'm still working on how to make scenes and how to make them look realistic, all that kind of stuff. Like the one that I'm working on now, I had to quit and come back, and I might be stamping the whole thing over again and retrying. But I went back and watched a few of my favorite colorist, Amy Young, and was like, okay, now I've watched her make a type of floor that I'm making, and I think I can actually go back and put my spin on it and figure it out. So I'm still learning every day. And that's why I put this here, because even, you know, this wasn't looking the best, but I was like, okay, go in with your stippling. Stippling is just going on and just making little dots to make this look more like dirt. I could have put in bushes and everything in here. Again, we are almost 2 hours into this card, though, because I am doing it live. So I'm not just sitting down and making a card at my desk. I'm talking to people. I'm explaining people. I probably stopped to explain what I was doing about 3 to 4 times because this was new. And a lot of people were asking questions. So, you know, there was a lot of factors, right? A lot of factors. All right, let's use our Barely Arts glue to get this down. And this is my trick so that I don't have to measure, because measuring wasn't going good for this night for me. I think I cut the white piece of paper 3 times. So we're just going to take a scrap piece of black because I definitely wanted this to pop off of that orange plaid paper a little bit. And I just lined it up with the border that I want and then cut the other 2 sides with my Galantine trimmer. And that is how I don't measure sometimes, when measuring and math is just not working for me. And it wasn't working for me this day. I don't know why I couldn't get the measurements right. They sat there and watched me struggle for a half a second. Then I almost went to go cut this part off, and I'm like, wait, no, I don't want to cut this off. And then I was like, oh wait, yes I do. Because this is where my lace is going to go. So I had already measured that this white piece was a little bit shorter on the bottom so that my lace could go under. And as you are watching this, I'm putting my lace on now. I'm sorry. Again, it is out of screen. I'm literally just gluing it down with Barely Arts glue. One nice, there we go. I moved it up for you guys. I'm just putting that down. And then I'm just trapping that in between the black and the orange paper. That is how we're getting our lace onto our card. We're just going to make a little lacy border on the bottom. And as you can see, like I said, the best thing about Distress Oxides is even if you don't get a perfect blend, that blend starts drying together and it really just comes together. It really is almost foolproof. As long as you get a decent blend, it will turn into something that you love. Like I said, I would have loved to splatter it though. But honestly, I mean, that's a pretty good sunset. Was it the sunset I was looking for or the night sky I was looking for? No. But all in all, I'm pretty happy with how the night sky is kind of creeping in and, you know, this type of thing. I will say that my characters, even though I tried to darken them up a bit, are still probably a little bit too bright for my scene. But, you know, it all works. They pop right off. I do love the orange with the purple, so those are complementary colors. And honestly, I didn't even think about that too much before I did that. But the orange definitely makes her little costume pop off since it is that purple. All right, we got our little pup. I think I probably should have slid that dye underneath the dog's mouth. I don't know. I've seen people do a better job at connecting those two. I need to probably go look. We are going to just ground our characters a little bit by making some shadows or some prints. And now the little lines kind of look like we had already walked through this. And we're doing a good job. We're making the scene come together. Definitely are. Next up, we're going to just, I was like, okay, the sky is a little, you know, flat. It's a little blank. So I was like, we need some bats. We definitely need some bats. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to just use an acrylic black. People were freaking out in the comments. They were like, oh, my anxiety. And I just was extremely careful. I used a VersaFine black ink as I was stamping over Distress Oxide inks. So, you know, and probably not dry Distress Oxide inks. But putting these bats up there finished the scene and I loved it. I think that this actually came together quite well. I can't wait to hear, you know, what they say about it on Craft Roulette. I don't even know if they will. I think your card gets meant like a little, you know, 15-second if you're the first, if it's your first time contributing, but I don't know. I generally don't make it for the first beginning of Craft Roulette because I'm working. I generally come in right before they start spinning the wheel, and that's about 20 minutes into the show as they go through, you know, a bunch of, you know, recognizing members and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not quite sure. All right, one thing I would like to say, I actually asked this in my live also. Are you team getting rid of the white lines of your dies, mixing them into your scene, like kind of like a Kelly Taylor does? I honestly only ever see Kelly Taylor doing it a lot. I think everybody else kind of just leaves them. I do feel like they're a bit stark in this video, but, you know, it is what it is. This was probably one of the first cards that I was like, I almost felt like I needed to do it. But yeah, I would like to know, are you team like blend your dies into your scene or just keep all of the white edges? I think as we go, I am doing the sentiment right now, again, off screen. So sorry. I actually don't know why I didn't cut this out. But that was all of the, as you can see, the parameters. I wrote it down for everybody. But that was one of our conversations in here. Like I said, as I think we go further in technology, the borders are actually getting super small. They're doing a great job at getting so close to the lines of the stamps. So I honestly think that it won't be an issue here in the next year or so, to tell you the honest truth. So we had a little smudge, so we had let that dry and got that up, and as you can see. All right, we put our little sentiment hello from the Boo Crew up here. I think that that's just so adorable, and it just takes up even more of the space there. And yeah, we have done a great job. So if you haven't checked out Craft Roulette, definitely check it out, especially this Friday, because maybe you'll see this card up there. That would be cool. But yeah, definitely check it out. I will put all of the links to the Craft Roulette site or YouTube channel down below. Again, I believe it starts at 7:30, like the kickoff starts at 7:30. I'll put all the times below. Again, like I said, I don't normally able to get in there until about 8:30. And that's when the fun starts and where they will start crafting all together. All right, well, there is our finished card. I love it. Let me know what you think of it below. And guys, I will see you in the next one. Let me know what you think of this. Like, I think this is going to be a fun challenge. So thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.